welcome to the channel. We're back again. It's a live stream, so we've got everything. This thing is really precarious. I hope the people join back in again. I'm not totally over the moon with. I'm not saying that. I don't think Tommy Robinson should be locked up, obviously, but I'm not going to stand around here and agree with everything he thinks or says. But he seems to be kind of concentrating a bit too much on a certain religion, I think, and that's where they've went for him. Like my grub thing would be net zero, but you're up against some. You're up against criminals, aren't you? You're up against people who, you're up against some pretty scary people. Sounds right. You know what I mean? So, right, I think we'll fucking end it. You can't get away from here, can you? No, you can't. Long lane deliveries. Oh yes. So now you've got 3 lots of shorts to deal with now, because you got greedy. Or maybe you could spend less time and have more shorts. Yeah. Right. So let's call it a day at that. You're gonna switch this one off then? Okay then. Right. So thanks again. We're away. Bye. Always be equipped, always be prepared. Always be prepared. Long lane deliveries. Right. We're going home now, we've got commitments. You've got to think about other people as well. You know, when you're kind of like doing things, and a bit like when I went to the pub when I was young. That was a kind of selfish. You know, when I was married, extremely selfish, wasn't it? So I'm just checking I've got everything with me. It was just very selfish. For what it's worth, we're just going to constantly talk about. It has interested me because, from my perspective, Craig Houston being arrested. It's bad because it demonstrates how they can arrest you. Because he hasn't even said much. He's just, essentially, I think he's criticised a councillor who, somehow or another in this country, we've got these vacuous females in these positions. And not only is she female, she's not only selfish, self-centred waste of space. She's from, I can't use it, I'm not going to say it, No, you go on, I'm getting locked up, you idiot. Right, work it out for yourself. This is in Glasgow, right? This is the third world country we're in now, Scotland. Definitely. So this is in Glasgow we're talking. And it's like, you reap what you sow. Somebody out for a flight. Careful, aye. I nearly said it, didn't I? The fact of the matter is, there isn't, it's free speech, yeah. I mean, it was always rights and responsibilities. You have to be responsible for how you affect. I'm not responsible for what I say and how you take it. You can take it your way, but unfortunately, the law is a bit more. Well, the way it's been. The law has been, I'll tell you the thing that really annoys me is the way they decided they would introduce 20 zones. See, that's something I would be more going on about. I wouldn't be like Tommy Robinson and, that's what I do go on about. Because I think like Islamic people are the same as any other people. They're just people, right? And they're part of that religion. And they've been brought here from other parts of the world, and they've been encouraged to come here. And there's obviously going to be an extreme part of that. And that religion is different through, so I'm fucking talking about it now. Shut it. Oh, I'm trying to do it in a kind of reasonable way. Which is why I wanted to talk about gender, right, with Craig Houston, and he wouldn't do it. Our Silver Hot Takes wouldn't do it either. He just laughed at me, he sneered at me, sneering at me with his sneery face. I don't think Craig Houston was, but he was just thinking, where's this spam? But hey Craig, I'm not the one that's just been arrested, so that's where I'm coming with this. But then nobody cares, you know. And I don't think you should have been arrested, and I think this is what they do to you though. Even though, if they drop the charges or whatever, he's still been penalised. He's had his phone taken off him, they've went to all that trouble. You ring up and say like, it's been a burglary. They won't come out to your house. But they'll go, and then, so they might do that. I mean, who knows? I doubt, well, it could be. No, I never say you don't say you doubt it, because it could happen. I almost said I doubt it. Anybody could get that. But it's, another thing about him is, he was starting to get traction, wasn't he? Because nobody cares about what I'm saying. There's nobody there. It's only a handful of people. But he was getting bigger, wasn't he? So they don't like it, do they? So the YouTube, the more exposure you get, the more views you get, the more monetization you'll get. I think you need to set in a more basic substructure to what you're doing. Now, one, you see, like it's understanding basics. You know, now you can disagree with me if you want. I don't think you should make money. I think you should be doing this. Like, say if you're Craig Houston, you should be doing it out because you really believe it, right? And to be monetized in that way shows that you're potentially greedy, that you're trying to make money out of a cause. This is another angle to look at it. I'm not saying I'm right. So that, I don't know if that alters the crime he's been accused of. How does that, was he at work when he was doing, the so-called crime, right? I know it's not a crime in law. Robert Swell's the one that can explain all that. But he's been accused of this fictitious crime that they've made up because they went and changed it in the Scottish Parliament because you lot thought you'd go independent. It hasn't really worked out very well. So is he at work? Is Tommy Robinson at work? He says he's a citizen journalist. I don't think Tommy Robinson's a... See, this is where you have to get into the system and become a journalist and get a card. So as an artist, let's just talk about me for a second. I have a degree in, an honours degree in art. So that's me in the system, innit? Somebody could come along, draw some pictures and do it in a fantastic way. There was a thing on this morning, I never watched it, but it was about this guy who could draw with both hands. Left hand, right, I can't do that. Right, I draw with my right hand. I'm right-handed, and I draw with my right hand. And he had a stroke, and he had to learn how to draw again. I never actually watched the piece. I went away to the shower instead. Ha ha! So, if I have a stroke, which they're telling me that I've got this is a problem I've got on my health, they're worried that I could have a stroke because of the gender reassignment and because of my age and the fact that I'm obese. Even though you will look at me and go, you're not obese. I am. But only just a bit. Then we can start talking about food now. It's bad food causes it. I mean, I get like a packet of butter and just fucking jump straight into it and just like lick it all and then swallow it all and it's all gone. I have to go and get another pack. Hi David, yeah, I'm glad you're listening. There's 8 people listening to this shit. Right, okay. So Craig Houston, I was watching this video last night And I went to bed, and it was on my mind when I woke up, so it must have done something to me. So I watch people, and I believe they're dumplings, right? But that's probably me being a bit arrogant. You know, oh, who the fuck do you are? You're so clever. So, am I a dumpling? Probably. I am, yes. And I'm identifying that they're dumplings as well. I can see it. Because I'm fully fledged. Cataclysmic dumpling. I keep trying to make it that I'm remorseful in my life and I'm just talking shit. I can give a fuck. Right, so anyway, right, so this is Monday now. What time are we at now? It's 25 past 11. Oh my god, that's fucking too late. I've got a meeting. I'm moving now. I've got the Monday walks are also a bit tight, and what happens when I get down to that roundabout, I start seeing the trucks. I'm like a little kid. I go, oh look. Yeah, so never mind. We've got some great footage there. Well, it's all right. Yeah, we'll put it on when I get home. And what? My car's got junk in it as well, and I need to use it to go down the other side of Stirling. It was one of these weekends. So basically, you know, I mean, I'm probably making mistakes the way I'm doing things, my private affairs. So Craig Houston, Silver Hot Takes, I think they don't deserve it, but in a way they do, because they've monetised themselves and they're making money from the cause. Tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Why shouldn't they make money? And then they'll argue, well, you see, yeah. Well, how else do you... It depends what your background is. I met this guy came to do my fence. That's not a euphemism. And he just got chucked out his house with his wife. And he was fucking 55 or something. He's going to buy a house. Oh my god, every time I talk about things, I always land at the back of men getting screwed. So he's like 55 and he's fit as anything, he's building a hardy wee bastard, but at the end of the day, your body will start to give up. You won't have the ability to do work the way you have been. And you're past your best at 55. Look at that. Oh, there's a bit of that must have fell off that there. There's potential hazard if you come flying down there on a bike. Don't laugh at cyclists, stop it. That's why, right, okay, that's why I laugh at cyclists and I'm taking a piss out of my time, because I know that they want, there's a section of them, they want to be a protected characteristic. And I was really naughty what I was doing on Saturday, because I knew this lady, and I'm sort of working on the idea that most people don't watch these lives, right? So this lady, I knew her at the trans groups, and I kept falling out with her over, she was like really extreme left ideology, but she doesn't talk to me because she knows I don't like her, and she doesn't like me. That's probably, it's not really didn't like her, I just think she was an extremist. I think she is an extremist. I do think she's an extremist, yeah. I think I'm sort of more kind of like your liberal, middle of the road type, really. Maybe slightly conservative sometimes, small c conservative. And all that's been fucking obliterated anyway, because it doesn't matter. Because globalists own everything. And what they say goes. And that's why I was trying to get through to this dumb bastard. Oh no, I wasn't trying to get through to him. You can't get through to Scot Nats. You can't. Or it's not because it's Scottish nationalists, it's because they've invested all their brain cells into a cause. And that's what an analogy with the transgender thing is the same, because that's what happens to these people that get involved with that. They go totally into it, and it's maybe you're looking at autism. See, I've covered just about everything there, just in that short walk, just along there. I've covered all these topics, or maybe it's jumping from one thing to another thing. Anyway, so she was there. So she's so it's funny how they called it a sus trans. Back to the cycling thing. Remember, I was back there and I mentioned it, right? Sus trans. Oh, aye. So they're trying to become an identity. Remember, push bikes and their lycra clothes and everything. Going to put their testicles battering against the seat. And then they can't have any children because they're fucking... And then they go, oh, this is really healthy, this. I'm really pushing myself here. And they're cycling along like all this diesel fumes. So there's a truck full of bike parts that's flying past them. And then they'll go, ooh, let's ban trucks. And you go, oh, wait a minute, you need a part for your bike, you fanny. It's just how you can't really get away from consumerism, capitalism. We're into hypocrisy again. We're right in it. We've got right in it. We've got right into hypocrisy there. I see we go around in circles with this. I mean, this is the thing that annoys me, right? There's a guy who says to me, can I keep my bike next to your van? I say, well, I suppose so. I try and block it off so you can't do it. This is an Edinburgh Corn Exchange. So he puts the bike there. And all these people going, yeah, how much you wanting for the bike? So it's not mine, obviously. It's just fucking... And I look at it, I says to the guy, I says, how much, when he come back, I says, how much is your bike worth anyway? Oh, it cost me over £4,000. I'm paying it up £90 a month. I think, yeah, fucker, it's a push bike. You know, and my motorhome costs less than that. And his push bike's for over £4,000. It's insane. Like, so this is the people that are trying... Yet again, this is the numpties that are claiming to be environmentalists and everything. I mean, how come that's costing £4,000 for a push bike? Oh yeah, of course it's got a lithium battery in it, right? And it's got aluminium wheels and all sorts of high-tech stuff in the security system. But it's still a fucking bike, isn't it? Oh, Jesus, aye. So there's no getting away from it. So basically that's it. Well, he's not. He was like ethnic minority, that guy. Ethnic minority, yeah, he wasn't right. And he's not like an Numpty, he's just using the bike to get around Edinburgh. I mean, ideologically, he won't be believing in any of that green shit at all. Because he's not stupid, that's why. So that's really reserved for you silly fannies in this country. Scottish. It's more like retired fannies, socialist types. But they're not really socialists, they're kind of... They're on a salary. I mean, I says to this woman, why don't you give up your privilege? Well, I'm not going to. It was Jordan Peterson said that. Helen Lewis interviewed him. She was mumping about male privilege and she didn't want to give her own privilege up. So it's all, you just go around in circles with that shit. So what am I talking about? I don't know, I can't remember. Craig Houston, yeah. No, I wouldn't like that at all. Nobody would like that. I mean, Tommy Robinson's still fighting. And he's going to end up, probably going to end up getting locked up again. Unless there's some kind of political shift. But see, Nigel Farage is keeping 100 miles away from Tommy Robinson, and that's because, like, if you go and say this, they don't like it, but mainstream people do not approve of Tommy Robinson. I would say. I think that would be true, yeah. So when I was at college, I was going on about him, and I was kind of told to shut up about it. It's just not cool, and that was back 7 or 8 years ago. It's like you're looking at these establishments, which is like college, university. All this sort of people there that are working there now, the lecturers and everything, were all these. It's really changed in a most horrible way over what it was years ago. And the fact that I got an honours degree is testament to that any idiot can go up there and get one. Nah, you don't really mean that. Come on. You're not that stupid, really. Come on. Oh, an artist. That helps. That means you can sort of like circumnavigate reality. Well, that's what art's all about. Right, we're nearly finished this video. Nearly. So we've got 13 people watching. I'm going to... That's the thing, what happens if I'm doing that and all of a sudden it goes like viral or something and I've got to go to a meeting or something? Like 13 million people are watching. Then I'll end up with the police coming around because of things I said. See, that's the problem with success. A success as in, however that's defined. I don't know how it's defined. I just don't know. I can hear people shouting at dogs. Doggy woggies. Right, so we need to turn left here. I had this friend. She bumped into me about 2019. And she thought I'd be her friend. And you know what freaked her out? Me. The reason I'm talking about her right now is because we went out for a walk here. And when I started taking photographs, she didn't like it at all. And that's when I was experimenting with videos. And now I video everything. And that's why I'm on my own. So would it be that if I devoted my energies to her? This is how women are selfish. Even as a friend. If you think you're going to be, if you're transgender and you think you're going to have a woman friend, the dynamics are pretty much the same as if you weren't. They're going to use you. Because that's what they do to other women. And that's what sort of happened. And I just let the relationship fizzle out, the friendship relationship. She wasn't getting what she was wanting. So the problem is you could ask them what they want and they won't tell you because they don't know. But it is in them, it's inside them. They just won't want to, they won't want to be honest and tell them that they're selfish, self-centered, narcissistic piece of shit. Nobody wants to come around and admit that, because if you did that you'd have to change. What the hell is that? A rubber, no, it's plastic, some kind of grommet. I thought it was aluminium for a minute. Right, so here we are, we're near the end. So thanks for coming along. David, Margie, I'm alright. Right, so I'm going. David's still watching, hopefully. 12 people watching. Careful, yeah, I've said too many things. I'll maybe clarify it all later, and then you get yourself into even deeper hot water. I'm just going to clarify you when I said that, you know, what I said about that religion, it was taken out of context. I really didn't want them all to, you know, see, I've always said it already, even explaining that I didn't mean it. I'm going around in circles. I'm going around in circles, and I'm not Andrew Tate. I'm going round and round in circles. I'm just going to walk around this. Go and watch my lives. Go and watch the video, the truck spotting videos. I'll be putting some new ones on as soon as I get home. Right, so thanks everybody for coming round. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for David for the comments. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. I think they're political prisoners. That's what they are. Because they're not following the narrative, and they're starting to. No, anyway, like when they built up these hate crime laws in Scotland, we're all going, oh God! And you hear things like, oh, they're in Britain, the British government's bringing out a law about what you can say in a pub or something, a banter, and everybody goes, oh, isn't this ridiculous? And then you sort of forget about it. Then 5 years later, you'll end up being arrested for it because you forgot they were doing it. And this is what's happened in Scotland, I think. I remember they did it and I thought that's ridiculous. But they've done it anyway. So whether you can get all that repealed and turned... That's the thing, the Reform Party getting... They're not going to stop all that, are they? They're going to turn into a bunch of sinister duties as well. Duties? What's that word? I don't know. Where are you from? Fort William. I'm from Fort William. Right. In Scotland. That's where I'm from. Right, bye, I'm going. I'm not going back to Fort William. Not just now. I'm going home for breakfast. We've just got time to get breakfast. So thanks for watching this tree. Bye.